Welcome to Chapter 1, Section 6. Please be sure that you understand Section 1.5 before watching this video, okay, about significant figures and our rules. Okay, now we have to relate these to our calculations. So how do we report our answers and then be reported to the correct number of significant digits? First, really quickly, as for rounding, most of you know how to do this anyways. But if you have to round to a certain number of significant digits, if your number is less than 4 or less, then you round down. And if it's 5 or greater, then you round up. So we'll look at some examples real quick. Okay, here we want to round to 3 significant digits. So mastering, be careful when you're reporting answers, it may ask you this, okay? So what you do is you go out to 3 significant digits. So here's my pen real quick. Okay, so here's my 3rd significant digit. So I go to it, and then I look next to it. Is that number greater than 4 or less than 4? It's 3, so that means I round down to 8.42 to 3 significant digits. If I'm asked to round to 2 significant digits, okay, now I'm going to look at my 2nd significant digit, 8.4, and I look next to it. It's a 2, so that means I round down to 8.4. Okay, we're going to skip to example 3. You can check your example 2 there. Example 3. We want to round to 3 significant digits. So we're going to look right here and then look next door. Okay. We have a 5 and next to it is a 6. If it's 5 or greater, you round up. Okay, so we round to 3, 2, 6, 0. Okay, you can't forget that you still have that place there. So even though basically you dropped that number, you raised that 5 up to a 6, okay, and so, but you still have a number 3,260, which if we put in scientific notation, looks better like this. Okay, we were rounding to 2 significant digits. Now, we look here, okay, it's a 5, so that means that 2 has to round up to a 3. Okay, but obviously 3,256 doesn't round up to 33, right? So we have to remember those other places, which now they've been rounded up to a 3, so we consider them zeros. Okay, and then we can write this in scientific notation. Move our decimal 3 places. We get 3.3 times 10 to the 3rd. Okay, the number you have here, so if you round to 2 significant digits, okay, that is what has to show here. There's 2 significant digits there. Okay, here we had 3 significant digits. Oops, and there's those. Okay, we want to round 3.1457 to 3 significant digits and to 2. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and look down here. It shows the answers, but I'm going to show you how to get there. So we want to round first to 3 significant digits. Okay. There's my 3rd. Next door I have a 5, which means that I have to round up to 3.15 grams. Okay, and I can't forget my unit there of grams. Okay, if I'm just rounding to 2 significant digits, so here's my 2nd significant digit. 4 is less than 5, so I round down. So instead of, I get 3.1. course, that would have been dropped to a 0, okay, but we don't show that because we want to show 2 significant digits. So we get 3.1 grams. Okay. So how to know how to report your answers for multiplication and division. Okay, so you are going to take, whether it's 2 numbers, 3 numbers, 4 numbers, how many ever you have, okay, and your answer, okay, your final answer is written so that you have the same number of significant digits as the measurement with the fewest significant digits. So if you look here, we have 4 significant digits, and we have 2 significant digits, or sig figs. Okay, remember that 0, leading zeros are not significant. Okay, therefore our answer can only be reported to 2 significant digits because that's the fewest number. Okay, so if we take our 24.66 times 0.35 in our calculator, we're going to get 8.631. But we can't report all of those digits because we didn't measure to that accuracy. Okay, so we have to round to 2 significant digits because we have 2 here. Okay, so if we look at our second, 3 rounds down, so we get 8.6. Okay, if you had to multiply and divide, okay, look at all of your numbers. We have 3 significant digits. Whoops. We have 2. Okay, remember a trailing 0 after a decimal is significant. And here we have 3. Okay, so if you put this in the calculator, you can do it in parts or put it all in there. You're going to get a really big number. Okay, we cannot report our number this big, so we need to know how many digits do we report to. We look back at our measurements, okay, and we have 3, 2, and 3 significant digits. So that means our answer has to be to 2, to the fewest number of significant digits. So we look at that 4, and the 3 is less than 5, so it rounds down, and so we get 3.4 centimeters. Okay, another one here. We've got 6 grams, 6.0 grams, and 2.00 grams. 6.0 is 2 significant digits. 0 after a decimal is significant. So we have 2 significant digits, and we have 3 in 2.00. So if we divide those, we get an answer of 3. Okay, and this is where in your calculator it's kind of shorthanding or the answer. So you have to be sure to remember that it's not just 3, it's 3.0. Okay, so you might just get, 2 into 6, that's easy, that's 3. That's what most students will just put down. Okay, but because you measured these numbers, you have to tell us how precisely was this measured. It wasn't just measured to 3, it was measured to 3.0. Okay, you have to have 2 significant digits if you have 2 in your measured numbers as the smallest amount. All right, I'm going to continue in a separate video, and we're going to talk about adding and subtracting because we have different rules for those.